Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Hopefully somebody will say good morning back in the comments. We shall see. We shall see what happens. Good morning. Good morning. How we feeling today, y'all? Happy Thursday. Welcome, welcome. Let's talk about living abroad. Let's talking about moving abroad from the United States. Let's talk about how you can get the F out of the United States and escape the matrix. Let's talk about what it's really like to live abroad as a digital nomad. Let's talk about what does it actually take to move abroad from the United States. How do you pick the country that is best for you? How much money do you need to leave? How are you going to be making money while you live abroad? How are you going to live abroad with children? How are you going to move your pets abroad? Where should you go if you have a disability, if you're LGBTQ plus, if you are a veteran? All of this and so much more we're going to be talking about today. So make sure that you tune in. Make sure y'all hit that follow button or hit that subscribe button. And please make sure y'all are double tapping the screen. I really appreciate it, y'all. It is free. It don't cost y'all nothing to show your girl some love and to give those hearts, but it really means the world to us creators, not just me, really anybody. If you go on anybody's live, please make sure y'all are double tapping because honestly, it really does mean a lot, even if you're just popping in for a second. If you have any questions about moving abroad or living abroad, feel free to go ahead and drop those in the comments. I will get to as many questions as I can. And yeah, let's get into it. If you're brand new here, if you have never been in any of my live videos before, let me see a number 1 in the comments. Drop a number 1 if you are new to my lives. Drop a number 2 if you are not new to my lives, if you are back because you really rocks with your girl. Thank you so much for the gifts. Jesus saves. Drop a number 3 in the comments if you are someone who is interested in moving abroad in the next 365 days. Welcome back, Jesus Saves. Thank you for coming back. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I really appreciate y'all. Keep dropping those number 1s in the comments for anybody who is new, for anybody who is joining for the very first time. Also, let me know where y'all are tuning in from. It is 11:53 a.m. here in Medellin, Colombia. Rep your city, rep your state. Let me know. Like, talk to me in the comments. Who we got in the house right now? West Coast, y'all up or nah? Who we got in here? East Coast, are we representing? I was born and raised in North Carolina, so I'm always repping that East Coast. But yeah, let me know who we got in here. Let me know where you're joining in from and what time it is. Okay, Mexico, mi país favorito. Is país masculine or feminine? I don't know. My favorite country. Which part of Mexico are you in? That's dope. Moved from Texas. Let's go. When'd you move to Mexico? I love Mexico. Welcome, y'all. Yes, Merida. Love Merida. I was actually there earlier this year. So let me know in the comments. Put a number 1 if you are new. Put a number 2 if you are back. And put a number 3 if you want to move abroad in the next 365 days. Hello, Blessing Tambala. I don't know if I said that right. Hopefully I did. I am good. How are you doing today? Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. Please remember to keep those hearts coming on. I really appreciate it. Para Voyager says they are moving to Merida in the next 3 weeks. Yes, it's Tambala. I'm gonna just say Blessing. I'm gonna just cut it short right there. It's actually easier for me to do that with usernames anyway. A lot of people, I realize, like usernames, they'll put 2 or 3 words together. And what I've learned is on live, it's easier for me to just say the first part. So good morning, Marsha. Good morning, y'all. Welcome. So let's talk about living abroad versus living in the US. Some of y'all already know what's up. Okay, some of y'all already know what's up. Today, we're going to be diving into living abroad as a digital nomad, what that lifestyle looks like. I'm going to be sharing some real life gems and experiences, plus a special offer for anybody who is serious about getting the F out of the United States. Make sure that you stay tuned for that. Marsha said, just got your budget travel masterclass, period. Have you dived in yet? Thank you for your business. I'm telling y'all, the gems are in the budget travel masterclass, baby. Okay. You want to learn how to travel on a budget? Gems. Let me close this out. I'm getting distracted by way too many things on here. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I really appreciate it, y'all. Please continue to double tap the screen. Like I said, if you're new here, drop a number 1 for me in the comments. I'm going to be sharing more about my moving abroad, living abroad journey, my story, my experiences. But more importantly, I'm going to be talking about how you can make this life happen for you as well if you are also someone who wants to live abroad. So for starters, for anyone who is new here, my name is Bianca, and last year my husband and I left the United States to live abroad as digital nomads. A digital nomad is somebody who works and travels. That's really the simplest way to put it. Digital nomads can exist inside the US as well. You can even travel domestically and still be considered a digital nomad. A digital nomad just means that you work and travel. So if you think about the word nomad, if you think about somebody who is nomadic, that means they move around from place to place. So that's essentially what me and my husband do. So me and my husband have been in 10 different countries since last year. February 4th of last year, we got on a one-way flight to Brazil. And then after Brazil, we also went to Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, Colombia, Indonesia, Panama, Mexico. Like, we've been in 10 different countries since last year because we're digital nomads. And I go live so that I can share the journey. And so, yeah, I can essentially answer your questions, be a resource, and help you do the same things that I do. Learn how to travel on a budget, make money online, live abroad, experience life outside of the US. Like, if I can do it, y'all can do it, okay? I'm a regular girl from North Carolina who figured it the hell out. That's it. I'm a regular girl from North Carolina who figured it out. So if I can figure out all these things, if I can learn these skills, you can do the same thing. Marsha said, I have a couple of questions. Hold on. Why is it not fully showing up? Oh, on the course, can I email directly? Yeah, sure. I think you did email me a couple of questions. I am not, I'm actually just starting work. It's like almost 12 p.m. here, and I'm actually just starting my work day. So I do have some emails to catch up on. So I will reply to the emails that you've sent me already. Okay, y'all. Welcome. So for those of you who have traveled outside of the United States before, let me see the words travel in the comments. If you have ever been outside of the United States, put the word travel in the comments. If you have not, put the words not yet in the comments. There's no right or wrong answer. I just like to get a read on the room, see who we got in here. So just let me know in the comments. If you have traveled outside of the US, put the word travel in the comments. And if you have not yet, then put the words not yet for me in the comments. Thank y'all for double tapping. Marsha, I see, has put travel in the comments. Who else? Let me know. Bro, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but bro 84 put travel in the comments as well. Okay, go ahead and drop what countries y'all have traveled to in the comments. And this is, guys, so y'all, like, I'm really just curious because I like hearing about places that people have traveled. So drop what countries you've been to in the comments. Thank y'all so much for double tapping that screen, by the way. Please keep those double taps coming. So a little bit about me and like my living abroad journey. So I actually lived abroad for the first time back in 2019. And it's one of the reasons why I personally have felt so comfortable with living abroad again. Like, me and my husband left last year, but before then I lived abroad in 2019. And that was the first time I really experienced like traveling like a local, like being abroad and actually living my life, not just being on like a vacation, right? Because it's a very, very big difference. If you lived abroad before, you know, there's a very big difference between traveling and then being on a vacation. So the first time I ever lived abroad was in 2019. I had actually traveled with 28 strangers. We did 4 different countries in 4 months, and it was an incredible journey. Okay. Like, it was a dope time. I learned a lot, but like, again, that was my first experience. That was my first time ever experiencing living abroad. And it's one of the main reasons that I live abroad now, because honestly, y'all, gonna be honest with y'all, like, I probably wouldn't be living abroad right now if I did not have that experience, but it ended up changing everything for me. So Marsha says Mexico, Jamaica, Japan, Canada, Portugal. Okay. I've been to 3 out of 5 of those. B. Rob says Egypt, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, Sri Lanka. Okay, I've only been to 1 of those. I love that you've done a lot of Africa travel. That's so dope. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. So, and keep letting me know in the comments. For those of you who have traveled outside of the US, drop which countries you've traveled to below in the comments for me. So whenever I first started living abroad, like, there were definitely some things that I struggled with. Like I struggled with being in a place where I didn't know the language. I struggled with like, I don't know about y'all, but like my sense of direction is not great. So I feel like I was also struggling with this whole idea of not even an idea, but like if I didn't have Wi-Fi or like if my phone lost service, like these kind of things used to put me in a panic. Now they don't, because now I'm like, it is what it is. But the point that I want to make here is that everybody's moving abroad journey is going to be different, and every moving abroad journey is going to come with setbacks. So many people feel a fear of moving abroad because they're afraid of what might happen. But I really want you to start asking yourself, what's going to happen if you never actually take the leap? What will happen if Big Rob says, where are you that there's not a Starbucks? I felt like I've seen a Starbucks in every country I've been in. Where did you go that didn't have? Well, you know what? I actually haven't been to the places. Okay, that's a fair point. Okay. Because I was gonna say I feel like Starbucks is everywhere. So that makes sense. Saludos, ¿cómo estás? Tu cabello es muy lindo. Oh, thank you so much, International Curiosity. Thank y'all so much for the hearts, by the way. Please keep tapping that screen. So I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. Everybody's moving abroad journey is going to be different, but I want to know, what do you feel like is holding you back? Like, what is your biggest moving abroad challenge? Let me know in the comments. Cairo 2025 says, what did you do for income? I mean, I assume you mean what do I do for income, because I live abroad now. So I actually work for myself. I do digital marketing and affiliate marketing. Primarily, I have other streams of income, but primarily it's digital marketing and affiliate marketing. And for those of y'all who want to learn more about that, there is a resource in my bio called the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist. And I go into more detail about a ton of different ways that you can start making more money. And I dive into affiliate marketing and digital marketing. Brett Was says Ecuador, St. Martin, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines. Okay, I've been to Thailand and Vietnam, but none of those other ones. Okay, agree income. Trying to figure out work. I'm a stylist right now. Okay. And then B Rob says, like, I'm in healthcare. So I feel like I should actually start doing more lives specifically on jobs, because I feel like this is honestly the number one thing that I hear is like, people are like, how am I going to work? How am I going to work? How am I going to work? Which is fair, right? It's completely fair for you to want to be sure about how you're going to support yourself. And what I want to know is, how many of you are actually open to learning how to make money for yourself? Drop the word open in the comments if you are somebody who is open to learning how to make money online. If you're open to learning a new skill, if you're open to trying something that you have never done before. Because what I am recognizing is that so many of us have become dependent on jobs. And again, I get it. I understand that a lot of us grew up in a world where if you wanted money, then you had to have a job. And then if you wanted more money, you got another job. Okay. Like I remember a point in time, I was working 3 jobs. I have watched my family, my friends, I watched my parents do multiple things literally just to still be in survival mode. Put a yes in the comments if y'all can relate to any of this. Okay. I get it. But we are going to have to shift our mindset around where money comes from. We have to stop believing that money can only come from a job. We have to stop thinking that money only appears if you are a slave to somebody else's calendar. We have to start recognizing that we live in a time where people who are half my age are out here making $10,000 a month from their cell phones. If you have a Wi-Fi signal, if you got a phone, there's no reason for you not to be making money online. I say this as somebody who grew up Black and broke, no resources, no rich parents, no connections. I grew up with a college dropout mom and a dad that did not even finish high school. And now I have 10 streams of income. Now I have traveled to 24 different countries. Now I live abroad because I was willing to try something new. I see Cairo, Carmen, Jedi, B-Rob. I see y'all saying open in the comments. So listen, I'm a challenge y'all a little bit because you're saying that you're open. So let's be real about it. Okay. Let me know in the comments. Put the words yes if you have made money online before. Like outside of a job. Let me see the words yes in the comments. Drop the words not yet if you haven't. I'm about to tell y'all a quick story. Excuse me. So 2021, it was either 2021 or 2022. I think it was 2021. I'd already been in the entrepreneurial space, but I was wanting to try something different. And I started talking about side hustles. I started talking about side hustles online. And Marsha said, does doing taxes count? Did you do them online? Like, was it all virtual? If so, then yes, because that's a service that you can offer somebody for sure. So thank y'all so much for the hearts, by the way. Please continue to double tap. So whenever sorry, let me rewind it back. Yes. Okay. So I was wanting to try something different. So I started talking about different side hustles, different ways that people can make money online. And then one of my favorite affiliates is when like you get a commission whenever somebody uses your link. One of my favorite affiliates was a company called Rakuten, which I don't know if anybody knows Rakuten, but if not, you absolutely need to be using it ASAP. Y'all, I remember like I put my first post out on social media and I was like, yes, this was such a good post. I did so good and it's going to get all these views, and it got 200 views on TikTok. I was in my feelings. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, fuck this, fuck TikTok. How dare y'all? How blah, blah, blah. Do y'all know? And this was like, I think I posted around like lunchtime, around the time that it is right now. What ended up happening later that night, I got an email from Rakuten. Somebody signed up and used my affiliate link. I made $40 in affiliate marketing. That was the first time I ever made that much money from an affiliate. Like I'd made like some small things from back in the day, but that was the first time I had made that much money. Y'all, I'm not even kidding. Like there were like tears in my eyes. There were tears in my eyes. Please never underestimate how empowering it is for you to make money for yourself. I don't care listen, when you make your first $5, you make your first $10, celebrate, because we were raised in a world where they taught us how to be great employees. They didn't teach us how to make money for ourselves. They didn't teach us. I mean, now if you like went to school for business, that's a little bit different, but I'm talking about like mandatory education. They teach us how to be great employees. They teach us just enough so that we can repeat the same cycles of staying in debt, being obsessed with credit scores, buying houses and cars that we cannot afford, always trying to keep up with the Joneses, always feeling like we need the latest iPhone, always feeling like we need a bigger TV. This is the way most of us are raised in the US. Put a yes in the comments if y'all are relating to this. If y'all feel like, yes, Bianca, I know what the hell you're talking about. This is how it was for me. So I get it, but I need y'all to shift your mindset around money, because money is everywhere. Money is everywhere. What if I told you that it's been years since I had to wait around for a bi-weekly paycheck? What if I told you that it has been years since I had to ask somebody permission to take time off work? What if I told you it's been years since I had to wake up, and even if I felt a little sick or I felt a little tired, that I still had to force myself to work? What if I told you that it's not supposed to be normal for you to be struggling with money? What if I told you that it's supposed to be normal for you to have as much money as you need? Y'all, there's enough money for everybody to have the money that they need. This is the first thing I need you to believe. I need you to believe there's enough money for everybody to have more than enough. We live in an abundant universe. If you don't believe this, go ahead and leave the live. I'm not talking to you today, okay? I'm talking to the spirituals. I'm talking to the people who know. I'm talking to the people who believe there's something out there bigger than them. I'm talking to the people who know and believe that whenever you start putting yourself out there, miracles happen. Kyra says it's been hard to find legit remote work online without specific skill sets. Okay, so stop looking for remote work and start learning how to use your skill sets, your stories, your experiences to make money for yourself. And you don't even have to stop looking for remote work. You can do that alongside of looking for remote work. Y'all are already sitting on skills and experiences and stories that can be making you money. Y'all, if you would have told me 2 years ago I would have been teaching people how to move abroad, I would have been like, what the hell are you talking about? This page was never supposed to be about moving abroad, ever. I started this page because I like to travel and I just wanted to post fun travel videos. And then people kept asking me how I was getting all these good ass flight deals. So I created a budget travel masterclass to teach people how to travel on a budget. And then people were like, but how are you affording all of this? I want to travel, but I don't got the money. So I created the cash flow come up checklist. And then in November 2023, I started posting about my living abroad journey. Y'all, the amount of people that came out of the woodwork and were just like, tell me more. How do I do this? How do I do that? Then I created my Move Abroad resource guide. And then I took it a step further. Last year, I went live for 12 days in a row. And I covered all things moving abroad, all things living abroad. And I made it into a course with my Move Abroad resource guide. This is already created. It's already at the link in my bio. For anybody who is serious about getting out and you are like, I don't know what to do, Bianca, I don't know where to start, I have so many questions, grab my Move Abroad Planning Series course. It is at the link in my bio. You can use the promo code 20 spelled out for 20% off while I am live. I love doing a live bonus because I love people who take action, and you can have everything there that you need. I'm still here right now to answer whatever questions you guys have, but understand, for those of you who are serious about learning how to move abroad, for those of you who really want to make this happen, you're going to invest time or you're going to invest money. And you can decide if you want to do all the research yourself, that's fine. But if you don't want to have to do that, then you can learn in the course. My MAPS course is at the link in my bio. If you are on YouTube, it is, oops. I had so many tabs open. If you are on YouTube, then it's on my, oh my God, what is it called? It's in the description. My bad, y'all. Okay, so whenever it comes to living abroad, and let me know, like in the comments, let me know what questions y'all even have about remove your background noise. Are y'all hearing background noise from me? Because what you talking about, TikTok? What background noise? What background noise? Do y'all hear any background noise or am I good? Let me know. Oh my God, what is going on? Sounds like a fan. Oh, okay. I do have a fan on, but I always have that fan on. That's the crazy part. I always have that fan on. Normally, y'all can't hear it. That's interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for confirming. Is it loud though, the fan? Because I literally have it. I always have this fan on whenever I go live, and that was the first time TikTok has ever said anything about it. What is this? No, it's not. Okay, thank you for confirming. Okay, let me make sure I got this pulled up. Okay, here we go. So, okay, it's not loud. Okay, great. Thank y'all for confirming. And thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping that screen. Okay, so whenever I first started making money online, like y'all, I was actually mind blown. I was mind blown that people were willing to pay me. But y'all, think about it. I want y'all to think about this because again, y'all, we talking about mindset today. Think about this. People give tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands to a school, to a university. No guarantees. No guarantees. We give tens of thousands of dollars to a university to go for years. No job guarantee. And then people are hesitant about investing $300, $200, $500, $1,000 into learning how to make money for themselves. Do y'all see how U.S. propaganda has made us believe that we are supposed to be employees? We're supposed to be in jobs. And I want y'all to understand, I'm not here to shit on jobs. I am not here to shit on jobs. What I am here to tell you is that one stream of income in 2025 is diabolical. You need to have multiple streams of income. Have you looked into student visas as a way to travel or live abroad? I haven't because I'm not looking to be a student personally. Are you? Is that something you're looking into? Thank y'all so much for the hearts. One of the main reasons that I'm so passionate about travel, one of the main reasons I'm so passionate about living abroad is because, y'all, when you travel and when you live abroad, when you see the world, you really start to see what's possible. You really start to recognize how you have been bamboozled into believing. You've been bamboozled into believing there's only one way to do this, and there's not. Kyra says, do you have any suggestions for online income streams? Absolutely. Thank you so much, Doretha. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any comments. Does your course cover retirement visa or non-lucrative visas? So the course does have information on visas, but y'all keep in mind, every country has its own visa process. So no matter what you see, no matter what you hear me say, no matter what you see online, you will always need to do your own visa research because, first of all, visa information changes all the time and you don't want to miss any updates, but also because it's different for every country. So I do talk about visas in the course, but it's not like, oh, here's a retirement visa for one specific country. It's more like holistically talking about visas. And I more so talk about digital nomad visas. For moving abroad, is self-employed better than a remote? Because some 9-to-5s don't let you move abroad. Kyra, I didn't forget your question. It's self-employed. I mean, Chrome Stella, it depends on where speaking of visas, it depends on where you're going. Like some visas, if you can show that you've made X amount of money, like if you can show that you've made that from a business for the past 3, 6, 9 months, like they're good with that. There are some other people that are a little bit more suspicious of like self-employment. You really want to this is why you want to do your research on the countries you're interested in, and you want to see what visas you qualify for, or what visa you can qualify. Oh, Jesus. Or what visa you can qualify for in the next like 6 to 12 months. So as far as like suggestions for online income streams, absolutely. Selling digital products, doing affiliate marketing, drop shipping, long content books on publishing on Amazon. You can do like long form books, like nonfiction, fiction books. You can do coloring books. You can do cookbooks. You can do drop shipping. Becoming a VA, being a coach, being a consultant, there are so many different ways that you can make money online. I give so many of these in my cash flow come up checklist. That's at the link in my bio as well, y'all, the cash flow come up checklist. But for anybody who gets my MAPS course while I'm live, I'm going to actually give you that cash flow come up checklist for free. The cash flow come up checklist is a 33-page guide. It also comes with a video where I walk you through how to start making more money ASAP. Okay. I walk you through 3 specific types of income streams everybody should have. Okay. Everybody, yes, including you, yes, including me. Everybody should have these 3 types of income. I go into all 3 of them in the cash flow come up checklist. Y'all even talk about investing in stocks because everybody needs an income stream that is making money for them. Wealthy people do not just depend on money, coming to them from a job or whatever. Y'all, wealthy people have their money making money for them. So I go into all of that in the cash flow come up checklist. I also give my favorite remote job resources, and I give a bunch of different ways that you can make money outside of a job. All of that is in the cash flow come up checklist, which you can grab at the link in my bio for $47, or you can get it for free whenever you get my MAPS course. The MAPS course is at the link in my bio as well. So whenever it comes to like living abroad and moving abroad, one of the biggest mistakes that I made back in the day was assuming that I had to have a job in order to make money. And then I started making money from all these different creative ways. And I was like, holy moly, donut shop. Y'all, there's a whole world out there where people are making money from their phones. People are making money from their laptops, and they're making money from Thailand and Mexico and Egypt and Germany and Portugal and Panama. And it's time for you to capitalize on this. Stop watching everybody else do it. Stop making the people who are already rich richer. Okay. Y'all out here spending hours a day on social media and then not making money from social media is crazy. Here's my thing about social media. If you have more than 1 hour of screen time a day, you need to be making money on social media, or you need to be taking that time and you need to be investing that time to learn how to make money online. If you do want to use social media, great. Figure out how to make money on social media. If you don't, then explore other ways to make money. I have the information in the cash flow come up checklist and in my MAPS course. But if you want to figure it out on your own, whatever, figure it out on your own. But just take action, okay? Again, this is one of the reasons why I am so passionate about travel and living abroad, is because it really does show you what is possible in the world. Y'all, I met somebody I met somebody in Brazil last year, and then she's actually here in Colombia now. When she came to visit me and my husband, and she was telling me about how she ran into this guy, and he just sells sunglasses. He sells sunglasses online. He's 35 years old, and he's made enough money to retire from selling sunglasses. Y'all, what are we talking about here? I did a live with a girl who was telling me about a woman who loved to bake. She had she was really good at baking sourdough. She created a course on how to make sourdough and made like $200,000 in a year or something like that. From making a course about how to make sourdough, you already have skills and experiences that other people need. What are you waiting on? Let me know in the comments. What's holding you back from making money online? I want to know. Let's talk about it. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. What's stopping you? Put in the comments. What's stopping you from making money online? I want to know. Don't be scared, y'all. Don't be acting all shy now. Oops. Okay, there we go. TikTok, you're trying to play my face sometimes. I don't like that. Your connection is unstable. How? Is my connection unstable for y'all? I know you lying. No, okay, good. Thank you for confirming. TikTok be lying sometimes, I feel. Marsha says nothing now. Yeah, Marsha already has the MAPS course. Marsha has the cash flow come up checklist. Sis got everything she needs right now. She is locked and loaded. I am here for it. Okay, so then I guess I'm gonna be the one to tell y'all, since nobody don't want to come in the comments and talk about what's holding y'all back from making money. Let's talk about it, because I already know the answers. Number one, fear of failure. Fear of failure. Do y'all know what failure really is? Failure is not living up to your potential. Failure is being too afraid to even try. This is what I want to sink in y'all head right now. Failure is being too afraid to even try. Failure is being afraid of what people who aren't even doing anything with their life are going to say. I've literally had people up here be like, Bianca, I want to start my own business, but this person doesn't support me. I'm sorry. Who said you needed a support? Bianca, I want to move abroad, but my mama don't want me to. Leave your mama in the United States. What are we talking about? What are we talking about right now? Oh, well, I tried to make money online, but it didn't work. And then every time I'm like, okay, tell me what you did. Tell me how long you did it. You didn't stick it out. People are afraid of failure. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid of success. Ooh, some of us are addicted to struggle. Some of us are addicted to struggle, okay? Put a yes in the comments if you know what it's like to go to a job that you cannot stand multiple times a week. Put a yes in the comments if you go into a job and you can't stand multiple times a week and still live in check to check. Put a yes in the comments if you know that you want to be able to travel the world, but you can't take time off work. You don't have enough PTO. Your job takes over so much of your life that you feel like you cannot even make the time to get out there and see the world. I understand what all of these things feel like because I was where you were. I am not like y'all. I'm not, like I said, I'm a regular girl from North Carolina. Like there's nothing about me that's any different from anybody else. Okay. It doesn't matter that I'm a content creator. It doesn't matter that I've traveled to these countries, that I live abroad. I am a regular person. You got to stop counting yourself out. You have to stop assuming that moving abroad is impossible for you. This is why you keep self-sabotaging and talking yourself out of it. Because nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody is going to do it for you. Okay. So whenever we're thinking about how we want to move abroad, how we want to live abroad, and let me know in the comments, which countries are y'all thinking about? Why y'all not talking today, by the way? Because I feel like IG is for lurkers and TikTok is for lovers. Okay. So I feel like if y'all gonna be acting like y'all don't want to talk, then Y'all gonna hurt my feelings because I'm already up here. I'm already up here talking to a phone. For those of you who are serious about learning how to move abroad, you have to stop talking yourself out of it. I'm in Colombia, tenants. You have to stop talking yourself out of moving abroad. These self-sabotaging thoughts, they're gonna come. They're not gonna stop coming. Do you think that I don't have self-sabotaging thoughts? I do. You think I don't have imposter syndrome and self-doubt? I do. I am just like everybody else. But you got to feel the fear and do it anyways. You have to feel the fear and do it anyways. The first time I ever traveled in 2019, I had signed up to live in 4 different countries in 4 months with this company. Y'all, I didn't even have a job whenever I signed up. I have a job. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure it out. And I'm not telling you to move abroad without figuring out your money. That's not what I'm saying. Because I did have like months in between before the actual program started. But y'all, I had my own fears and I still did it. Do you get homesick? Somebody asked me this yesterday. Not really. So since I left the US last year to live abroad, I've been in the US 3 times to visit. So like, no, I don't really get that homesick because I go home to visit. And then also, people have been coming to see me here now, which has been really cool. So for the most part, I don't get that homesick. I'm in Colombia. How do you deal with meeting new people? I'm assuming you mean how do I meet new people? So here, where I am here in Medellin, Colombia, there's a lot of expats here. People from Europe, people from the US. Like there's a big expat community out here. So I'm in groups. I'm in WhatsApp groups. I'm in Facebook groups. So I'm constantly seeing a lot of things that are going on, and I kind of pick and choose what I want to go to. Marsha said laziness and self-sabotage and not having income outside of 9 to 5 was holding me back. Yeah, relatable. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Whenever I and I remember, sorry, I'm laughing at something that I wrote down. I remember whenever I first started living abroad, like back in 2019, and there were so many things that I had to get used to that I wasn't used to. And I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes it's hard because sometimes you get used to your life being a certain way. You get used to doing certain things, and then you live abroad and you're like, oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be. Okay. I've also said before that living abroad is not for everybody. I'm in Colombia right now. But you'll find your people. Okay. Like, and don't get me wrong, like we love hanging out with the expat community, but I've also been really intentional about hanging out with locals, actually hanging out with Colombians. There's like a community out here or an organization out here, an Afro-Colombian organization that I've been following their events, and I've been going to their events. There's also another community out here, and they're not all Colombian. The woman is actually Filipino, but she moved here to Medellin, and it's called MDE community. So like I go to their events as well. Were you fluent in Spanish when you moved? The first time, no. The first time I lived abroad was in 2019. I was not fluent. I mean, I'm not fluent in Spanish now. So no is the answer. I'm in Ohio and want to move to Medellin where my family is. What are the estimated costs to do so? So, as far as the cost of moving, I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. I mean, I don't know what your actual moving situation is going to look like, but I mean, as far as like the cost to move, it's primarily just like your flight. Like you just get here. Like you're already, the main thing is, as long as you know how you're going to make money while you are here, you don't need like this huge amount of money to move unless you are applying for a visa that requires you to have a certain amount of money in the bank. Now, if you are applying for a visa and it's like, oh, you got to have this much money in the bank. Okay, cool. That's a whole different story. But if you're not doing that, then your main thing is going to be how you're going to be making money while you are abroad. Otherwise, the cost of moving is the cost of moving. If you ever moved before, if you're paying movers to like pack your stuff up in a truck, if you're going to get like a storage unit, y'all, these are all things that people do when they move in the US. And the biggest thing is going to be like your flight, getting you out of the country. And then if you are signing a lease, which I don't recommend doing, I don't recommend signing a lease for anything until you've actually gone there and you were able to see the place. So then you just want to make sure you have your money for like your rent, but you're already paying rent now. You're already paying rent or mortgage now. So like if you have some of the same expenses as before, if that makes sense. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let me, dang it. How do I do this? It always takes my sticker off and I gotta redo it. There we go. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping. Mm. What other questions do y'all have for me about moving abroad? For those of you who there we go. For those of y'all who are serious about getting out of the United States, like I said, I put everything that you need in the MAPS course. While I'm live, you can take off 20%. And I'm going to also send you my cash flow come up guide as a bonus for being an action taker. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. And there is also a payment plan option with Afterpay and Klarna. But I do also have just the Move Abroad resource guide in my bio as well, if y'all want to take advantage of that. But I actually am excited because today I've been literally wanting to get I've been wanting to have like a cleaning lady for I don't know how long, or like a person to like help clean my home. And finally we have one coming today. She's gonna clean and she's gonna cook. I'm really excited. And I am gonna have to start like getting ready for her. So I'm not gonna be able to stay on here for that much longer. So if you want to take advantage of the live bonus, let me know now so I can make sure that I leave it up in my bio for you. I'm in Medellin. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. What other questions do y'all have for me before I get up off of here? I need to tell my husband to get some lunch. Waiting on my visa to move to Bogota. Have you been there before, Angela? And what visa? Which visa are you? Oh shit! I just slapped myself in the eye. Which visa are you doing? Multiple times. Husband works contract there. Oh, period. See, that's good. So I love. It's always nice whenever like you like a place because you've been there before. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to get up off of here. If nobody else has any questions, I'll wait a couple more minutes in case anybody wants to take advantage of the live bonus. I'm referring to for the MAPS course at the link in my bio, or if you're on YouTube, it's in the description. For those of you who already got it, thank you for your business. Check your spam folder. I will send you the bonus. I will send you the bonus in like the next 5 minutes. But otherwise, please make sure y'all hit follow or subscribe, whichever one you're watching on, and I'll catch y'all later.